This is a follow-up to last week's video. It doesn't fit into the series too well because I'm not directly attacking the alt-right, although I still hate the alt-right. They're terrible. But my point is that the left doesn't have an onion. If you want to know what the onion is, you have to watch my previous video. Now the reason it doesn't have an onion is that it has a dominant cultural position, so it can afford not to use the onion strategy without being like totally marginalized. But because the left doesn't have this onion strategy at all, it isolates itself. It has like a cult-like mentality. So because of this, the far left only has the core. If you try to be like a middle layer lefty, someone who's almost far left but may disagree like 1%, that 1% of disagreement is enough for you to be kicked out of the lefty group. So because of that, they have like a party line where you have to agree with them 99%. 1% disagreement, you're kicked out because you're right wing. So because the left cares more about ideological purity than in recruitment and convincing people of their message, they are not doing very well on the internet. They're being isolated because if you don't have any onion strategy at all, then if a moderate is trying to join you, or like a centrist is trying to become left-wing or trying to join the left-wing group, they're not going to be able to. If a moderate tries to join the left now, they'll be kicked out as a crypto Trump supporter because they don't agree with the left 100% on everything. They have like a little bit of disagreement. So a personal example, I tried to join many left-wing groups, but I have the opinion that trans women are a kind of women, but they're distinct from cisgendered women. So trans women and cis women are both women, but they're different. They're different categories of women. Like there's still some differences between a trans woman and a cis woman. I'm totally willing to accept that a trans woman is a woman, but they're not cis women. There's still genetic differences. Trans women have different bone structures. They're not 100% one-to-one identical. Although I do believe that trans women should be respected. They should be allowed to live as women. You should respect their pronouns and see them as women. But they're not the same thing as cisgender women. And because of that, I've been kicked out of a whole bunch of left-wing groups. Because I'm more like, so if you're going with the onion strategy metaphor, I'm more like middle layer. And this is why I don't fit into any group very well, because I'm not very good at party lines. I take all sides seriously, so sometimes I'm a fence sitter. And this isn't me going, oh, I'm so cool and radical, I don't fit into no labels. No, it's just how it is. It kind of sucks, to be honest. So I can't really join any political groups, especially left-wing groups, because I may agree with them 99%. It's that 1% that's a problem. So yeah, my point is that all sides, if they want to win, should adopt some kind of onion strategy. They shouldn't attack each other too hardly, and they shouldn't punch left. They shouldn't go after people who are center-left. They should try to recruit and convince people who are already kind of left-wing and focus going hard only on people who are far-right. So in other words, the left wing should adopt the right wing's onion strategy if it wants to survive. It should focus more on recruitment and less on ideology, or less on ideological purity, if it wants to survive. Like if you're getting down to the point to where if you talk to someone who's right-wing, you can't be a part of the lefty group, or if you know someone who knows somebody who's right-wing, you can't be a part of the lefty group, which I've seen. Contrapoints was in trouble because he talked to shoeonhead, who once talked to Lauren Southern, who's right-wing. Shoeonhead is a centrist. She's almost left-wing. She's almost middle layer left-wing herself. But because he talked to someone who was middle layer, who had once talked to a right-winger, people were mad at him. Like that kind of cult-like behavior is not at all pragmatic. So yeah, that is all.